damn thing wouldn't do a thing. I tried and I tried and I tried, and he wouldn't even fly 2 inches to the glove. It used to sit on the fence, and I'd be stood there waving a half a cow, and it'd go, "What are you trying to do?" And I sort of was at my wit's end, so I rang an old mate of mine, and he said to me, "You're never going to fly that eagle out, Phil, not in a million years. The only way you'll get an eagle out to fly is to get it as a baby and hand rear it." And that's exactly what we did with Bungle. He came to us at, when he came to us a year old, I'm not going to lie to you, but my mate Stuart bred him up in Halifax, and basically imprinted him. And that's the reason why Bungle will work very nicely at close quarters. I'll just see if I can get him to do one last flight before we pop him away, because he looks like he's fairly well engaged. Come on, son. He doesn't look that engaged, does he, as you can see? He's forgotten we're doing a show now. Come on, you can do it, mate. There we go. Land on the glove, nice and gentle. Big round of applause for Bungle, please. Do his work today. Get ready in the head. There we go, excellent. You know, this guy can swallow hedgehogs whole. Quite a lot of historical sort of documentation about this. And that was another thing, another reason why I wanted to buy myself an eagle eye. I opened up a book, a medieval falconry book, and it said, with a little bit of glee, that these things can swallow an urchin full. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, a bird of prey that can swallow a small child. Fantastic! But it turns out that what they meant were hedgehogs. That was the medieval term for a sort of a hedgehog, the urchin. And yes, he has had a hedgehog. I never actually saw him eating it, but we came down about 7 o'clock in the morning, give me all well there, sat on his perch, spines in his poo, and tears in his eyes. He's shocked today, I know it. So why are I synonymous with wisdom? Well, it all comes down to a goddess called Athene. She had a pet bird, a sacred bird, the little owl. Athens was indeed named after her. So throughout history, the two have gone hand in glove together. To the point that the collective name for a group of owls is a parliament of owls. As simple as that. A lesson there for all. Now in 1486, a lady called Dame Juliana Barnes, she produced a book. She called it the Book of St Albans. Come on buddy, windy day today. And she allocated birds of prey, come on, to different people according to the social status. The higher up the ladder you were, the larger, the more impressive birds of prey you'd be allowed to fly up. And you know when I say allowed to fly up, apparently there were very, very stiff penalties for people deciding to get birds of prey above the social rank. So if you were a young gentleman, you would have been pretty much allowed to fly a hobby. If you decided to step up the ladder, and you weren't actually allowed to do so, buy yourself a peregrine falcon, and apparently chop your hands off, which, even in my opinion, is a little bit of a deterrent. Top of the pile, you had the emperors flying the large, powerful vultures and eagles, and it's got to be said, perfect birds can't trust Bruce falconry, but they do sort of paint a good picture. They are a big old grey bird of prey. Just a little bit further down, we had the king flying the gerfalcon, and the gerfalcon, you know, it's the prettiest bird of prey you could ever wish to own. They come from a sterile Arctic climate. They come in coloured formations from white right to black and a few shades in between. And it was one of the most highly prized falconry birds of the human period, simple as that. If you wanted a gerfalcon, you did have to have a lot of money because you used to send people hundreds of stages to get one as simple as that. Blowing up the fence, come on speed, you can get us somewhere up the board to do today. Come on big boy, he's a bit baffled there. Now the bird of prey that more than interests me is working out how to get rid of it, otherwise there's a little bit of a delay. Would have been the yeoman's bird. Now the yeoman's bird is still flown by modern falconers. We might recognise them all by the name of the goshawk. Sometimes referred to as the cuisine or the kitchen hawk. When it comes to falconry, it is without doubt the ultimate bird of prey. Unfortunately, it's a member of the true hawk family, and it's incredibly nervous. So to bring a goshawk into this kind of environment, it's caught a disaster. You'd either have to wind the weight down so low, you've got no strength, or the canal attempts to catch. And that's the main reason why I never fly a goshawk. This little guy, different bird of prey altogether. This little guy by birth was bred in Wales. Maybe 60 short years ago, you would never ever have seen him. For 60 short years ago, this little guy was still chilling out in the United States of America. Down in parts of Mexico, Chile, Peru, around about 2/3 of Argentina. I've got to be honest, single-handedly, I think this boy, come on mate, has changed the world of the falconer more than any other bird of prey. The simple reason for this is that in the wild, it hunts and lives in groups or packs. It's a pack-flying gregarious bird, named by Mr. John James Audubon. He named him after his pal Colonel Harris around about 1824. Super bird, and I love him to bits. This little guy goes by the name of Squeak, and he's 6 years old. Unlike the owl, we need to buy these things fully paired and fully feathered. Around about 16 weeks old, or 4 months if you like the old money. And that's when the trading starts. And you might notice that every single time Squeak flies to me, he doesn't do it because he likes my aftershave. He doesn't even do it because, like you guys, you can see I'm clearly good looking. He does it because I'm riding. And I'm riding using meat. It's as simple as that. That's the reason why he flies to me.
24 pieces of meat. I call them
tidbits. Medieval farmers used to call them vetches. It's just a small bribe that the bird gets when he lands on your glove. It's all controlled around weight. So every single day of his life, he goes up the weighing scales. Some days he's a little bit fat, so he'll do a little bit less food. Some days he's a little bit thin. It's just like a balancing act. Once he's muscled up and fit, we'll get him out in the open green fields in the areas that I live in. And we'll attempt to do a spot of real falconry. And that is a real falconer's bird. January this year, this little guy, weighed in at £1.9oz, decided to catch himself a hare. The hare weighed in, I think it was around about, well, they're usually around about 7 to 8 pounds. He got hold of the hare took a look at him, gave him a massive laugh and kicked him. And when you see a cartoon of a bird going 50 foot backwards, that's exactly what this little guy did. He went 50 foot backwards, picked himself up off the floor and chased the hare again. Now I didn't actually realise that at this point, this little guy had got 2 breaks in his leg. Yeah, his leg was dragging behind him and he continually had a go at catching the hare. He didn't catch it, we never ever got hare hawking, but that's the tenacity and bravery of this little guy. I'd like to show you the way that he catches his food. So what we're going to use is something that looks like a rabbit, but it's a teddy bear. And that's one reason I might need you guys to keep your teddy bears away. Now what I'm going to do in a few seconds time, I'm going to look for a volunteer runner. Does anybody fancy doing a run today? 1 or 2 hands going up. Keep your hands down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you the job in hand before you actually commit yourself to it. What's going to happen is, you're going to grab hold of that stick, and when myself and the crowd shout run, you're going to pelt down the tilt guard, and the bird's going to give chase. And that, sometimes, is not everybody's cup of tea. Sometimes it can be a little bit daunting when a bird of prey is closing in on your head. Right? Okay? Does anybody fancy doing a run for me? Little lady over there, have a jacket, get yourself down here, give her a round of applause. Dad's sending a text message completely unaware this might be the last time he sees his daughter. There we go. Now I'm going to be quite sort of generous today, I reckon. And what I'm going to do is, if you, young lady, make it down to the gates and touch those gates before my bird catches that teddy bear rabbit, I'm going to give you a prize, alright? First things first though, what's your name? Hattie. Now what a fantastic name, that's absolutely smashing. Hattie. There we go. Hattie, you get hold of that stick. I tell you what mate, don't go anywhere until I shout run, alright? Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to get myself up the back of the arena next to the guy there who looks like a runner, just to give you every chance of beating you Squeak. Right guys, when I shout run, you guys can follow me as quickly as you can, not by running, but by shouting go. Just to spur young Squeak on, and to give him a little bit of added incentive to try and chase Hattie down. Come on Squeak, pop yourself up there. You've a good chance today, Hattie. Run!
Run! Run! Run!
Keep going! Keep going! Keep going! He's going to come back sometime today. Don't stop! Go! Give her a round of applause. Excellent work.
He didn't do it, did he? He was trying.
You know, I once had a Harris hawk that looked just like that. Any time of day this week, you can pop yourself down. Could be a tracking job this afternoon. We'll see if we can drive him down. He's gone up and he's sort of struggling to get back down. However, using the magic whistle. Oh, landed on the back of the building. This could be interesting. Come on, son, pop yourself back down here. Now, we'll leave it for a minute. You drag that rabbit back down here and we'll cover this up like it's never happened. There we go. That's the first time this year that Squeak